Hey guys, Ryan Rostrom here. Welcome to this guitar lesson of Wolves by Selena Gomez and Marshmello. This is a really cool guitar part. Super excited for you to learn it. So first I'm going to play it at full speed, then I'll play it slow with tabs, and after that I'll walk through a little bit of the framework of the song and talk a little bit more about open voicings that are used here. Alright, here we go. Okay, here it is slowed down. Okay, let's walk through it. So in this riff, they're using a really cool open voicing where they're having the root note on the E string. So it starts on the B, and then it slides up to the D. So that would be the 7th fret, and it slides up to the 10th fret, and then it slides down to the 3rd fret, and then the last one's just an open A string. So one more time, you start on the 7th fret, and you're going to have all of those notes, these are the root notes, and they'll be played by your middle finger. So you start on that 7th fret, and then slide up to the 10, slide down to the 3rd, and then open A. And they're basically pulsing this note as about every other note in the riff. So you kind of just have this. And then the A just kind of holds open for a minute there. In addition to that, you'll be playing the 3rd, and you'll be playing that on the G string. So you start, remember, on the 7th fret, and so both of these notes will be on the 7th fret. So your middle finger down here on the E string, and then your ring finger way up here on the, what string is that? That's the G string. So this is an open voicing, which means that the notes are super spread out. So you have this E string 7th fret way down here hitting the root, and then way up here on the G string is your next note in the chord. And that, by the way, that's the minor 3rd. So a minor 3rd is basically just the flatted version of the major 3rd. So if it was major, it would be like that, but it's not, it's a minor, so you're here. So you start with those two, and then you add an open B string. And that's your picking pattern. So let's zoom in on the right hand, and it'll look something like this. And let's watch the right hand for the whole riff, just so you can see that it's basically the same thing the whole time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it changes here. Okay, so back to this B. This is the first one, so 7th fret. From here you're going to slide up to the 10th fret, and this is the exact same open voicing, but this is a D major, so there's a B minor to a D major. And so instead of having it directly above like this, so instead of having the 10th fret on the E string and the G string, you just move this one note up. And I use the same fingers, so it's just like that. up to that. And this will look like exactly the same, except just on a different fret. So the picking is exactly the same. It looks like this. So what you're doing here, starting on that 10th fret, root note, bouncing up to the 11th fret on the G string, like that. So, and then you bounce up to that open B string, and then you're always bouncing off that root. This is a great way to practice it. You could use different fingers if that's easier for you. Doesn't really matter. I like to use the 1 just because this is my strongest finger, thumb, and pointer. So practice that till you get the rhythm down, and then you're going to slide way down to the 3rd fret, and you're going to be bouncing exactly the same way. And so the 3rd fret, this is another major chord. It's a G major, which means that just like your D major up here, you'll be playing the exact same shape. So you got the root down here, whole bunch of open strings, and then you've got your open, or you've got your 4th fret on the G string, and you're just bouncing up and down like this. Open B. And to finish off the riff, you're going to hit this open A, and then jump up to the B string, slide up from there. So you're going from the 3 to the 5. Go ahead and find that, 3 to 5. And then you're going to let go and hit this open E string. So you do that. And then you move down here and you're back on the 3rd fret, the B string, 3rd fret, 2nd fret, and then an open B. So one more time, open A. Slide up from the 3 to the 5. Open, 3, 2, 0. Okay, so again from the top, you're going to start on that B, which is the 7th fret, and just be bouncing whole time through until the ending. These are some really beautiful chords that they're using, and so when you get to the later parts of the song, the chord changes actually are different, and so later on you kind of have like, it'll start on the G, and then go up to an A major, and then it goes up to a B minor, and then a G. So for the later parts in the song, when I'm playing this live, the way I do it is I kind of use these same the same shapes. But the only thing is I change where they are. So I kind of go off that root note. So you'll be on the 3rd fret, and then you move up to the 5th fret, 7th fret, and I think in the pre-chorus, if I remember right, I think it goes from the 3rd fret up to the 5th, to the 7th, and then back down. And I just pick it the same way. Whoops. So that gives it a really cool, consistent acoustic feel, which is going to be a huge contrast to the electric feel that people are used to hearing. And the last time, once I think it hits the chorus, if I remember right, it goes up from the G, so the 3rd fret root, to the 5th fret root, to the 7th fret root, and then it finishes on the 10. And I like this variation of it because it's a lot different than your natural way of playing just a G chord, and then an A chord, and then a B minor, and then a D. It's just a lot more edgy when you can play it with these open voicings. So I would recommend that, although you don't have to. It's really just using the intro, and after that it's mostly electronic. There's not a whole lot of guitar going on. So anyway, that's about it for this lesson. Be sure to comment below if you have any questions for me, and I will see you in the next video.